Hey everyone, it's Jim, Old Coot Camper. Thanks for joining the Old Coot Camper station. I hope you are enjoying your summer so far, and that now that the weather has turned, it's time to get out and enjoy nature, in particular Wisconsin state parks. If you're from this neck of the woods or if you're visiting, this is another in my series of videos highlighting one of Wisconsin's greatest assets, its terrific park system, in particular the camping and hiking in those parks. This episode, I'm going to venture over to Willow River State Park. It's in the northwest corner of the state, or northwest portion of the state that is, not far from the picturesque St. Croix River and its river towns, as well as the bustling city of Minneapolis. Now this video is going to be a little bit shorter, I think, than most, and maybe that's a good thing, I'm not sure. But I was focused on enjoying time with my daughter, who ventured over from her home in the Twin Cities, along with her dog and my grandpuppy Olive, and my friends Mike and Therese, who you've seen in other videos before, if you've been here already. But you know, I think I captured enough video to give you a sense of what the park is like, as well as the river towns of Hudson, Wisconsin, and Stillwater, Minnesota. So if you're interested, hey, stick around and I'll show you what it's all about. Why don't we take a quick tour of the campgrounds and the public areas first. There are three main family campgrounds in the park and one group campground, and the family campgrounds are designated the 100, 200, and 300 grounds. What's really kind of funny about that is the 300 camping area is the oldest and the 100 area is the newest. So the first thing you're going to notice as we drive in is a big rig. This campsite is definitely big rig friendly. These are some of the largest campsites that I have ever seen in a Wisconsin state park. I saw a 50-foot Class A, numerous 40-foot Class A's, and so as you look around, you get the sense of how big some of these campsites really are. I'll show you that in a second as well. The other thing is, you'll notice you don't have the deep woods feel here. And that's because this is the newest of the campsites, so many of these trees are younger. They haven't grown up yet, but what the department has done is planted a lot of fast-growing, shrubbery type of things like bramble and things of that nature, which provides quick growth and a lot of seclusion in a particular area. The other thing they've done, and I had this site, is anytime there was a right-hand turn by the road, they did a cut through and they actually created pull-through sites. Again, these are really big rig friendly for sure, and makes it a lot easier. Even though I don't even have a big rig, they're certainly easy to pull into. Look at the size of this site. Now this one does not have electric, but others do. For a state park, this site is huge. Absolutely huge. A breeze through the 200 campground is going to show you something very similar to the 100 campground. It too is a bit newer. So you've got the much larger sites. You've got a more open feel. You've got the cut-throughs for pull-through sites as well. Now, as you pull into the 300 sites, the oldest of the campsites, you get a totally different feel. This is the classic Wisconsin woods camping area with the trees and the canopy. Here to the left, you can't really see it, but that's the dump station. But as you go through here, you'll see that it is much more traditional. The sites are much smaller, a little bit closer together, but with a lot of tree cover. And most of these sites are for small pop-ups and tents and not the larger RVs, that is for sure. Close to the 300 campground is a small boat launch where you can rent kayaks and canoes from the park department. There is also a small park here with a path that leads right to the beach. A bit further down the road, they had a wonderful area that included a nature center, which happened to be closed when we were there. The interns were giving tours to the kids, bird watching tour, and a beach area with pavilions and bathrooms. It's really, really nice, very well kept. The water was very calm today and warm, even though it was early in the year. Unfortunately, they don't have lifeguards on duty, but apparently they do have stone coyotes watching over you. And finally, the end of the park road takes you to the Little Fall Dam area, which is another really nice picnic area, fishing area, or just a nice place to hang out. Clearly the main attraction is the Willow River Falls, and the hike there is about 0.8 of a mile each way if you catch the trail at the 100 campground or even the parking lot designated for the trail itself. It is pretty steep, so if you've got bad knees, you may struggle a little bit getting up and down. So which way do we go? Okay, you are here.
Oh,
I think we go that way.
Oh, really?
Because waterfalls?
I hear them that way.
So
Yeah.
That way.
Do you remember when we were hiking that one time and we got lost and you were freaking out? And I was like,
Just follow the river, and I'm like, oh yeah, no. Yeah, I was freaking out. I was totally freaking out. You can climb the rocks, and later in the year when the water isn't running so fast, you will see people climbing up on the rocks and then wading into the river below the falls. The water is clearly running too fast to do that at this point in time. You can see me struggling walking up the rocks. I determined that my 61-year-old body and my recently reconstructed leg weren't really up to the challenge to go any farther than this. Casey and I and Olive just did the falls hike and up to the lookout. I am freaking old, out of breath, sweating like a pig. I need a beer. If you're interested in some diversions outside of the park, there are 2 river towns. One of them is Hudson, Wisconsin, obviously on the east side of the St. Croix River. It's pretty much a one street town, but there are a lot of shops and restaurants. They converted historic buildings into restaurants and bars and things of that nature, and it's pretty cool to just walk around, get an ice cream cone, that sort of thing for the kids. We ended up having lunch at the Agave Kitchen, Taco Tuesday, so $5 off tacos, $5 off hamburgers. That turned out to be a pretty good deal, and I finally got that beer I was really looking for. Following that, we went over to Lucky Guys, which is a distillery and has some pretty cool drinks on hand. So if you're looking for bourbon or vodka or gin, check out this place. You'll really like it. So while Hudson, Wisconsin was just a bit south of the park, maybe 20 or 25 minutes, Stillwater, Minnesota is north of the park, about the same distance, 20-25 minutes. You have to cross the St. Croix River to get there. But like Hudson, it's pretty much of a one-street town with restaurants and shopping. But they also have a raised bridge, not a drawbridge, a raised bridge. It goes straight up and straight down to allow boats to go through. Very cool, very historical. You can't drive on it now, of course. It's a walking path. But you can't see it go up and down. During the week it goes up every hour, and on the weekends it goes up every half hour. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and check out my other videos on Wisconsin state parks. Until next time, everyone, carry on. Cheers.